Everything in our reality is made up of energy. Hi guys, I'm Laura and I'm on a mission to awaken your awareness. So in this video, I want to talk to you about how our reality works and how everything is energy, including you. You are an energetic being having a human experience. And energy cannot be created or destroyed. So that means as an energetic being, you live on forever. You've had past lives. You will have lives after this life because you cannot be destroyed. It simply just transforms and moves on to something else. So Nikola Tesla, who was the great inventor from, I can't even remember his era, but back when Thomas Edison wasn't the great inventor. Yeah, that's a little bit of a lie, to be honest. Nikola Tesla worked for Thomas Edison. Nikola Tesla he was just a genius, man. Like, he understood the universe. He understood how our reality works, and society never taught you about him, but they taught you about Thomas Edison, how awesome Thomas Edison was, right? Sorry, but Thomas Edison is a bit of a fraud. So we're going to talk about Nikola Tesla, the real genius, and he was quoted as saying something along the lines of, if you wish to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So what does that mean? So everything is energy. This is what science teaches us. And all energy vibrates on frequencies. So you think of frequencies the same as like if you're tuning into a radio station. You know, you're tuning into different stations to find the music you want to listen to. So it's the same idea with your energy. Our energy is always vibrating on a frequency. So there are low vibe type frequencies, there are high vibe type frequencies, and your energy will be constantly shifting between these. So I'm going to add in the scale of consciousness right now. So we look at the scale of consciousness and you can see these are different frequencies you can be tuned into. So right at the bottom we have shame, which is at 20. It's a very, very low frequency to be vibrating on. And then you've got guilt, you know, things like fear. These are very low frequencies to be vibrating on. Then you start coming up a wee bit more to desire, anger, pride. Even pride isn't actually a very high frequency to be vibrating on. And then we get into the more neutral ones like courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance. That's where your vibrations are going to start raising a bit higher. And then right at the top, we have like love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. So these are very high vibe frequencies to be vibrating on. Now the interesting thing is when we come in on planet Earth as a baby, our natural state of being is actually the love frequency. So we come in on a real high vibe, okay? So the love frequency. But what happens is things happen in life that, you know, like you have a negative situation that happens that you give a meaning to, like that, you know, things like that happen that lowers our vibes. So you may be someone that's natural state has now shifted to being more low vibe instead of being where you know, in the love frequency where your natural state of being is. And that's because of things that have happened to you in life, the meanings that you give it, and your natural state of being has now been lowered. Another thing is I just noticed that in society, we're not actually taught, like we all go through traumas in life, but we're not actually taught how to like deal with the traumas and how to actually heal ourselves from these traumas properly, which also affect our vibration. So if you're someone who, you know, you may experience a lot of depression and anxiety, like obviously these are low vibes, these are low frequencies. So if you're depressed, then that means that's the frequency your energy is vibrating on. Now the frequencies you are on, because it's like energy is like attracts like. Whatever your energy is tuned into is the reflection you're going to get back. That's how our reality works. So if you're on like a low vibe like depression and you're vibrating there, then the reflection you're going to get back from the universe is more things to be depressed about. And it will become like a bit of a loop until you realize you have to acknowledge that, okay, this is what I do. Because I know what it's like to, have a day where you're feeling down, something's happened and, you're feeling a bit depressed. So when you get in these states, it's like you acknowledge like, okay, I'm feeling really down today. That means my energy is vibrating on this low frequency. Now, I'm not saying that like you don't want to be suppressing any emotions, because that is unhealthy. It is okay to be feeling negative. You don't have to be positive all the time, but you don't want to stay down there. You don't want to stay negative. So what I do, like whenever I'm feeling down, is it's like I can acknowledge like, yep, I'm vibrating on this low vibe. So what I need to do is shift frequencies. So you need to take the time for yourself to figure out what things in life that bring you joy, that will help you shift out of that frequency. So for me, there's a number of different things, like even just getting up and exercising or moving the body, that can shift your frequency into a more high vibe state. It could be just, I like to go and play on swings, man. Like swings just, it's like it connects me to my inner child, and it just brings that, I guess like when you're a kid, in the kid world, which is different to being in the adult world, it's like less stress-free, not as much stress as when you're an adult. So it kind of takes you back to those simpler times, and that can shift your frequency into a more high vibe state. So what you need to do for yourself is, whenever your energy is vibrating on these low vibe frequencies, is to learn to how to shift your frequency, figure out what things personally for you help you to shift frequency to a higher vibe state. Because everything is just energy, and whatever energy you're vibrating on is the reflection you get. So you do not want to stay in these negative, low vibe frequencies for too long, because the universe will start giving you back the same, more things to feel negative about. So that's why it's important. We've got to take the responsibility to shift our own frequencies. So when you do this, when you're in a positive frequency, a high vibe frequency, like things like gratitude, really high vibe, just practicing gratitude daily will shift you to a high vibe frequency. And so what will happen if you're vibrating, say, you're vibrating on gratitude, so the universe gives you back like what frequency you're tuning into, right? It's a reflection. So when you're vibrating on gratitude, like you're grateful for just the simple stuff in life, you're grateful and happy with everything you've got, the reflection you get back from that is the universe is going to respond by giving you more things to be grateful about, right? This is what it's all about. Your energy is vibrating on a frequency, and whatever that frequency is the reflection you get. So start being mindful about where your own vibes are at. If you're vibrating too low, like a lot of the time, then start learning to shift that frequency. Now, another thing is you also need to be mindful about the people you have around you. So everyone's their own, little energy field. Everyone has their own little energy field, and their energies are vibrating on frequencies too. So if you're hanging around people that are negative most of the time, always complaining about things in life, like, you might be like, oh yeah, I want to catch up with my friend and have a cup of coffee. So you go to their house and you're sitting there having a cup of coffee, and they're always just complaining about life. Well, that means like their energy is vibrating on this low frequency. The thing is energy is contagious. So if you're hanging around people that are vibrating low, it's going to affect your own personal energy field. So if you're someone that's trying to pick your energy up and be happy, but you're hanging around negative people, they're just going to keep bringing your energy back down to these low vibe states. So you've got to start learning to be mindful about who you have around you, like, like this, what their energy's like. If they're negative types of people, then it's sort of like to protect yourself and protect your own energy, you kind of got to start distancing yourself from these negative types of people. But it works the same if you're hanging around positive people who are always like happy, attitude of gratitude, like life is awesome, they're on the love frequency, you're hanging around those sorts, then that's going to affect your own personal vibe too, and help boost your vibe up to stay in this positive sort of state. So start becoming really mindful about who you have around you, what their energy fields are like. Because at the end of the day, energy is contagious. And if you want to have a good life, because we are manifesting and creating our lives every single day, whether you realize it or not, right? So if you want to be able to be creating a good life for yourself, you need to be vibrating on these high vibe frequencies. So that's why it's important about who you have around you. Now, I wanted to point it out again that I'm not saying you're never allowed to be negative or feeling low. You are, like, it's not all positivity and love and light all the time, because we're still human beings and we still have these negative emotions, and we do not want to be suppressing them. Because if we suppress negative emotions, that will create more problems in our lives. So if you do feel down or feel a negative emotion, that is okay. You've got to feel emotions to heal them. Feeling is healing, right? So I'm not saying you're never allowed to be negative. It's just you don't want to spend most of your time in the low vibe states. Okay? So yeah, I just want to put this message out here so that you guys can know and understand how you're an energetic being and how you actually work as an energetic being. Because we're taught about being a human being, and we forget, we're not really taught, or we forget about the whole energy side of things. We have our own mini energy field. So I just hope you guys have a better understanding. Start looking at yourself and what's going on in life, and start becoming more mindful and developing self-awareness around where your own personal energy is at, and the people around you. So I hope you like this video. Feel free to like, comment, and share. I love reading comments, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.